The first of two from the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River. Game one has the Oshawa Outlaws taking on the Ohsweken Bears. Lance Wynn back at it again, working alongside JVI Productions as we continue with week 5 in the all. Starting goaltenders, it'll be Cole George, gets a start for the Outlaws, and at the other end, it will be Chase Martin for the Bears. Officials for today's game, Kyle Coulter is the crew chief. He's working with Mark Sandman Sands and Bad Brad Fennell. Head coaches for the Outlaws in his first season, Andy Glenn and Ryan McMichael are co-head coaches. Justin Warner is the assistant. And for Ohsweken, the legend, Ron Mouser Henry, he's assisted by Clancy Helms, Todd Wilfong, and Neil Pike. And as we get set to go here, of course, these teams come in, the Outlaws 1-3, and the Bears 2-2. The Outlaws coming off a tough 15-13 loss to Six Nations last week in this very building, and the Bears fell 24-8 to the first place Brampton Express. First possession of the game belongs to the Outlaws. They've got some changes in the lineup. First shot, first save by Chase Martin, and creased the call, and a quick outlet pass will send away the Bears. Colton Paget will work it over to Stephen Portelli. Portelli, they'll get it to Josh Sanchez back in the lineup for the Bears. Lucas Beaver out there on offense working it to the left side. They'll kick it back out. Hollowell in there, too much bounce on that shot, wide of the mark. It'll go out of play. Possession will belong to the Outlaws, so they'll get their first chance to settle in on offense here. Just a note, of course, Cole Hanrahan making the move over from the Whitby Steelhawks, now a member of the Oshawa Outlaws. John St. John out there looking inside to Jake Gilmore. His shot wide of the mark. Rebound picked up in transition. Here come the Bears. They'll work it over the timeline, and they'll settle in themselves. And Portelli will give way, and he'll work it to Howell. Gets it to Beaver. Beaver gets chased, and Nolan will run him down. 8 on the shot clock. Down low. That one off the post. Picked up, and a chance now to move it up is Aiden Saint. Finds Nolan. Nolan will wait and get chased back out. Gets a hard screen from Saint. He'll get it out to St. John, who will swing it across to the left side. Back to the right in Nolan. 10 on the shot clock. Didn't have a chance to get their full offensive unit out there, and Martin made a good save, and back the other way come the Bears. Costello will flip to Beaver. Lucas Beaver will set things up and pop it to the top. Keep an eye out. No Eddie Renault for the Ohsweken Bears. Their captain. Quick shot by Beaver on target. And loose, fished out of that crease. Good job on that crease by Hollowell. But not enough to gain possession, and now it'll be Jeff Geddes. Geddes does a good job to create some space. He'll work it. And now Cole Hanrahan trying to duck in, gets around a man. Hanrahan's first shot, and he'll draw a penalty on the play. So the Outlaws will go to their first power play of this game. Oshawa, of course, comes in with a power play rating of 77%, which is very impressive. 4 for 7 last week with the man advantage. The Ohsweken Bears have killed off just 15% of their penalties, so obviously a key for them is to stay out of the penalty box. So take a look at this power play unit for the Outlaws. St. John at the top, Gilmore and Hanrahan left to right. They'll work it down low, and not able to connect with that. Ball goes loose. Good job by St. John to provide interference. 10 on the shot clock. That shot down. Zach Terry, who a welcome addition to this league. That one's right on. Easy save for Martin, and he'll outlet now to Colton Paget. Paget will zip it across. John Perry Smith. Good job of switching hands. Gives way Sanchez. Sanchez trying to duck in. He'll take it down to the corner with 1:20 to go in the man advantage. Sanchez going to go for a little run. Nick Webb all over him. Kick back out. Perry Smith on the run. Shot right on, and good save made by Cole George. That absorbed that nicely, and Now they'll get another crack here with just over a minute left in the power play. When I spoke to the coaching staff for the Outlaws, of course, they talked about having some additional skill and depth as that pass right on the doorstep, but not able to connect. Also wanted to have their defense more active. They wanted to extend it and push their opposition further away from the net and have them work deep into the shot clock, as well as, of course, draws. A big part of this game. Possession is everything. 30 seconds left here to burn, 8 on the shot clock. On the run as that shot from Dante Koulis wide of the mark, and now making a run up and a chance here for the Outlaws. Going the other way. Chase Martin, big save. So Martin already paying dividends. This is first game here for the Bears. Back between the pipes, and now just the dying seconds of this penalty, and Koulis is going to hold steady and set up the offense. So Sanchez will filter out there late. Portelli now will generate with 10 on the shot clock. Inside, looking for Koulis, can't connect. Picked up by Geddes. Geddes on the run. Has Haig with him. Geddes, Haig, bouncer wide. That's going to come back the other way, and will be an over. And back as we hit the 10-minute mark here of the opening quarter. This, of course, doubleheader will wrap up Week 5 in the Arenalacrosseleague. We'll get you caught up on some earlier scores. 2 other games have already transpired. They'll work it to the right, then back to Beaver on the left. Both these teams, strong lineups today. Beaver tried to slide one in. That one cut on the short side by George as he had that angle covered. Quick pass up ahead, and good job defensively to keep Webb in check, and he'll wait for the rest of the Oshawa offense to filter out. Braden Hickey out there as well, working with Brett Clofer. His brother not in the lineup today. Clofer shot, just got a piece and off the netting, so it'll stay right here. 20 more seconds for the Outlaws. St. John, the master facilitator out there orchestrating this offensive set. Zach Terry. He'll go overhand. That never got through. Rebound sat on the doorstep, but St. John couldn't get a handle on it. JPS does, and he'll look to move it up, and he does to Sanchez. Got to hurry to get it over the timeline. Sanchez on the duck in. Does just in the nick of time, getting worked over by McDonald, and Hollowell will settle things down. Koulis, quick shot, that never got through. Beaver, good job on the box out, and he'll scoop that up with 4 on the shot clock. Swinging across, Sanchez got to let it go, ducks in. Sanchez shot right on, stopped by George. George will look to put a little air under something, but he'll go the short way. And the outlet pass, here come the Outlaws. Hanrahan matched up one-on-one, and he'll move it over to St. John. St. John and Gilmore working that left side. Gilmore takes a hard hit, makes a turn, has St. John. St. John's shot goes off a defender, picked up Costello. And Costello's going to leg it. Terry's going to try to chase him down. And Costello had some thoughts, but he'll pull it back out to Padgett. When I talked to the coaching staff for the Bears, they talked about getting some quality shots. They felt like they hadn't done that in the last couple of games. Ball movement was the key, of course. Don't be standing still. Hallwell looking for an opening with 6 on the shot clock. On the run. Good save by George. Closed the wickets right up there. Then, of course, getting their transition game in effect. That's something they wanted to do against this tough Oshawa team, was to run. And, of course, and every time the Bears step out on the carpet, discipline, always an issue. Got to make sure they keep their tempers in check. 10 on the shot clock now. Outlaws on the flip. Hanrahan, quick shot right on. So both goaltenders, steady Eddie here in this opening quarter. Getting the job done now, and the Bears will move it up over the timeline. Beaver getting into some trouble. Lucas Beaver, not the biggest guy out there, but crafty, I'll tell you. That backhand right on. Ball still loose in the dotted half circle. scooped up and moved up by Aiden Saint. St. Nolan will work it over the timeline as we are just at 6.5 minutes, quarter number one. Dakota Brown will work it on the just above the half board, swinging around St. John. Terry, one-on-one on Paget. He'll duck in, takes an extra step. Good save by, I tell you, Chase Martin, well, he's got it going on today. Ball loose, battle for it. Gilmore scoops it, gets his team a fresh clock, dumps it down. St. John gets pushed down to the carpet, and that was big Nolan Ruddy he was matched up with, and Ruddy more than a handful, still sitting there and creased the call. It'll go the other way, and with just under 6 minutes, that will take us to our first officials timeout. Back here at the ILA, ready to resume after our officials timeout. Scoreless game with just under 6 minutes to go here. The Ohsweken Bears and the Oshawa Outlaws going head to head as Portelli will work it down to the far side. Koulis will send it across, working to Hollowell. Kick it back up. Portelli ducks in, beats a man, dumps it down low. Chance, and a good save there by Brown. And that's going to be a through the crease call. Possession to the Outlaws, and a quick outlet pass to Martinell. Martinell in some trouble, in a bad spot, I tell you, as Paget knew it and took it away. So good job, good floor awareness by Paget, and he regains possession for the Bears. Now it's JPS. Man on him. He'll float it over to Portelli and get it back. Hollowell with 10. Swing across Sanchez. On the run, and that was a bullet shot and a transition opportunity now for Haig. If he can run it down, has Tagore with him. Haig up, down. What a bouncer, and no goal. So a big save by Chase Martin on a valiant effort by Ryan Haig. Just wasn't able to pocket that one. Malloy, he'll curl out of trouble. And they'll set it up now in the half boards. Portelli kick it back out to the top. On the curl, can't connect with Portelli. Good hands to haul that down. Koulis, he'll flip that right on target, and George had to make a good save, had to be aware now, and they'll move it up over the timeline. Now with Jack Longmore. Longmore hustles off. Clofer out there with Hanrahan on the right. Hanrahan looking to get a step on Joseph. Joseph stays right with him, 10 on the shot clock. Hanrahan does a swim move, gets closer, goes to the bounce, but that was closed off as Chase Martin did a good job, kept the basket right between the wickets and made it look easy. We're under 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter, still looking for our first goal of this game. Goaltenders have been the difference so far. Portelli dumps it down. Sanchez going to look to get a running start. Kick across Hollowell. Hollowell gets a screen, and there was too much on that screen. He'll drop it, and that's going to be a delay of game, and an easy call will give Oshawa their second power play opportunity. 0 for 1 up to this point, so they'll get another chance to settle in here. So, of course, the Outlaws missing Luke Lazarus, one of their main gunners who was here last week and put on a very impressive show. And you'll notice that week 5 has been chock full of lineup changes for all teams, as everyone will get a touch here. Gilmore and Terry. Terry slides behind the net, working to Gilmore, tiptoes around that crease with 10 on the shot clock. Itching to go closer. Dives and wide of the mark. That one, a good job to hold it down by Brown. Only got 2 on the shot clock. Got to go for it, and they do. Chase Martin closed that off. And now the Bears. Quick outlet pass. They'll get sent away by Paget. Paget will be in no rush here with 1:20 to go in the penalty. Sanchez. Little dipsy doodle at the top there. Webb on him. Sanchez. Lofted up. JPS will look to work it with 8 seconds to work with, and he'll let that shot go. Goes off a leg and out. So it'll stay right here and give the Bears another chance to kill another 20. Not sure why they would have taken that quick shot. Probably should have worked a little more clock there. And the Outlaws will capitalize on that and bring it over the timeline, set things up. 50 seconds left in the man advantage. Little change on the right side. Hanrahan stays. And a tough one, a stick check on St. John late. Hanrahan got to let that go. Changes the angle. Takes it in. Tried to go short side. Scooped it right back. Got a fresh 20. Kicked it back out. And Clofer does a good job to retrieve it. And a reset now. 10 on the shot clock. St. John tried to skip that one down on the backhand. Dying seconds now. Looking over. That'll ricochet wide. And a good hold by the Bears as just 8 seconds left to burn now, and they'll run under that. And finally secure it. But going to be some work and knocked down. So I think Costello did all he could. Rolls into the corner. We're under a minute and a half to go in what's been an outstanding quarter, end to end. And now St. John. Team's back to full strength. The Bears have killed off 2 penalties, probably 2 more than head coach Ron Mouse or Henry would like. In tight, and St. John just over top of the crossbar, so didn't miss that one by much. Dying seconds, and Oshawa's going to make changes. We head into the final minute now. Holding the ball will give possession to the Bears. A whole lot going on, but a whole little going on at the same time. Not quite sure what all the barking is, but Owen Smith will bring it over the timeline, and the Bears will look for a good quality shot here. Good job by the Outlaws doing exactly what the coaching staff said. Spread it and extend the defense. Kick out. Perry Smith can't hold on to that. Sanchez going to try to bail him out. He does. Perry Smith one-handed. He'll pick it up. 5 on the shot clock. He won't worry about it, just try to get a shot on net. He does. It's right on. Nolan will pick it up. 25 seconds left in the quarter. Nolan's going to race up over the timeline. He'll look to the far side, St. John. Game clock now at 16. 3-second differential, shot and game. Swing across, St. John. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go. Stopped by Martin. Ball loose. Paget digging. Ruddy kicks it out. Terry's shot. Late save. We played 15 good ones. No score from the ILA. Gare. All set to go after an entertaining first 15 minutes here. Second quarter underway, and Joseph doing his thing in the draw. And those are 2 of the best draw men in the league right now, as Zach Terry's going to try to run this down. If he does, trouble. That had it pop out of his pocket late. Retrieves it out in front. Haig tried to slide it just wide. Oshawa putting on the pressure here as finally the Bears even things up. And they'll set it up now with Terry. Terry will bring it across and on the run. He'll look to let it go. Good save, Chase Martin. Ball loose, St. John. That one slipped by him, but it's picked up, and they'll reset it now with McDonald out there. Looking down low, a crowded area. Terry on his wrong stick side, able to retrieve it. Looking for St. John. That pass was late. And that ball goes loose to Gilmore with 3 on the shot clock. Get it down, St. John. He's going to let that go on net. It'll bounce right out in front. And a good job by the Bears to get it up. Sanchez. If he attacks, they got numbers. Back door. They'll work it. Sanchez will get it back. Had a chance, but was already shooting before he had it. And a good job by Josh Tagore. He'll get it ahead. Martinell robbed, though, by Martin. Point blank opportunity. And Chase Martin has been a wall. Smith. He'll slow it up. They'll reset with Portelli. Portelli working one-on-one. Looking to duck in, spin move. Tries to go back. Tagore doubles him up. 10 on the shot clock. Portelli still has it. Throws it across, but it gets knocked down. Still fighting for it. The Bears trying to lean in, get a shot off one-handed. That'll be a shot clock violation. And I got to say, both these two teams have ramped up their defense from last week. And St. now over the timeline. Collision as looked like a Bear went down, but I think that was incidental contact now in Clofer. 10 on the shot clock, working across to Hickey. Hickey, reverse pivot, cutter, nothing doing in there. Hanrahan gonna have to run that down. He gets wrapped up. Speedy though, lets that go on target. Chase Martin on the money, perfect position, lines it up. Good job of absorbing that hit by Costello. He saw it coming and Nolan was right on him. The flip now as Delarande will slow it up. Xander Delarande not in the lineup last week. They missed him as Perry Smith will duck in, tried to feather something 5-hole, but you're going to have to do more than feather anything against George or Chase Martin for that matter, Nolan, over the timeline. Braden Smith, he'll dump it over to Hanrahan. Under 12 minutes to go in this first half. Hanrahan, quick shot right on. Tell you, the kid shoots and he's usually on target. Good battle in there to get his own rebound. Gets pushed out, but he's rubbery too. And he'll slide that over, set it up Gilmore. Gilmore, he'll step in an underhand. So Jake Gilmore opens the scoring with a blazing underhand, 1-0 Oshawa. This is just a good, well-disguised shot as Gilmore picks up his 6th of the season. And a lot of times when you got a good goaltender, you got to change the angle on your shots. Can't shoot the same location the same way each time. He'll read it and be able to stop it. That's probably the first good underhand we've seen from Oshawa in this game. And Gilmore paid dividends and a 1-0 lead. Off the draw, Haig wins this one. Gets it to Hanser, looks across, one-handed grab. On the run, tried to go down, but Martin was having none of it. Good chance, Nolan. Quick pass ahead if Ruddy can get it clean. Can't, and Hanser will bring it right back. So no knock on Chase Martin doing everything he can. Clofer going to have a delayed penalty coming here. It's going to go to the Bears. St. John now. Plenty of time in the shot clock. Kick it across. Clofer sets the screen, and the bouncer is good. Dakota Brown. So Brown steps up in a situation on delayed penalty, and the Outlaws out now to a 2-0 lead. So I think if you're going to beat a caliber goalie like Chase Martin, you've got to use a defender as a screen, got to get some traffic in front of him, and the same could be said about George, who has also been a pillar. Just 2 goals in just over a quarter and a bit. Impressive. So Joseph returns the favor. And these two have been going head-to-head, Joseph and Haig. And again, 2 of the best draw men in the Arenalacrosseleague. Sanchez one-on-one on Geddes. Geddes takes a swipe. Sanchez bouncer stopped. Rebound, pick up Pearson. Great save there as George standing tall. Geddes now. He'll move it up. He'll flip it back. McDonald looking for a cutter. Hanrahan stopped. And through the crease the call. And the Bears now will get it, and Hanrahan knocks it down and steals it. Takes a hard hit. And I tell you, Tanner Sudan was not happy with that pocket pick there as Martinell will work it over the timeline and get it over to St. John. Hanrahan teeing it up. I like to see the kid out there shooting the handyman. Zach Terry, great stick check. Swipe back. They got a man up ahead. They can see him. Going to play it off the bounce. It's Smith. Under 10 minutes to go. First half. It's been a good one. From the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River as Koulis Got that down, fished out, shovel bounce in the net. Delarande gets his team on the board. It's 2-1. You look at that, and Delarande had no other option. And again, when I mentioned about some sort of distraction in front of these goalies, they're that good. You need to either park someone in front or it's got to be an in-tight rebound. They just seem to be able to stop everything else. If they can see it, they can stop it. Off the draw, Joseph runs into a man, gets it back to Crossley. Good job, and he'll dump it ahead, but Geddes steps into the passing lane, and he'll get it, and a chance now up ahead. And a beauty save there by Martin. Another breakaway stop, this time Hickey denied. Sanchez. He'll work the flip to Portelli. Portelli will survey. Get it across. That's teed up. It's wide of the mark. A chance here. Over and back to call as McDonald's going to pick it up deep in the offensive end. Gilmore. St. John on the interchange. 9 minutes to go in the half. Looking for a screen. St. John tried to turn the torn. Gilmore didn't see the backhand pass and finally does. He's going to try to retrieve that with 10 on the shot clock. Tagore's going to assist. He can't pick it up. He gets bodied off that ball. Bears just trying to keep it. Tagore tenacious, though, still fighting. That'll be a shot clock violation, and possession will belong to the Bears. Delarande has a man on him. They know don't give him a whole lot of room to operate. Dante Koulis out there as well. Give him a go. Beaver! Lucas ties this game up at 2. I told you, he's not big, he's not fast, but he is one clever fella, that Lucas Beaver, and he picks up his first of the game. So the Bears talked about quality of shots, and they've certainly utilized that. Good to see them executing what the coaches wanted, and I think both teams can be credited for that. Haig laying the body down. Good job to get that up and over. Paget has it. He'll secure it, dump it back down. They'll set it up. Koulis, one-on-one. He's a handful. Going to need some help. Tell you, you're going to need some help. No help coming, and he delivers on time. Dante Koulis with his first of the game. First lead of the game for the Bears, now 3-2. Fourth of the season for Koulis. And hats off there, recognizing that he was isolated one-on-one and there was no help. And you have to defensively be able to rotate over there, know who's over on that side and jump out. And when you look at the guys, you should. Koulis certainly one of them, Sanchez another. You got to figure if those guys are isolated, it's your job to assist. Off the draw, a whole lot going on in there holding as possession belongs to the Bears. Sanchez, so isolated with Geddes. He'll try to go to work on him, fake the swim, gets a screen. Sanchez pulls it back out. Portelli dumps it inside. Perry Smith posting up, gets a good backhand off, but right on target. And now it'll be Saint over the timeline. Saint looking at the back door, finds Terry. They'll work it deep into the corner. Under 7.5 to go. That bouncer steered aside. Loose ball, bodied over there. Bears will pick it up. Had it, lost it, had it. And instead, it's a good job St. John playing vacuum cleaner. And he'll work with 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Clofer. Terry's bullet right on. And I tell you, if Chase Martin even blinks. Back door, on the money. Tucked in. Hard move off the post. So what a pass from Chase Martin, and you can bet they're glad to have him back there as a golden opportunity. Hollowell wasn't able to finish. Hanrahan has a defender on him. He'll swing it to Gilmore, work it to Terry. Terry gets a screen. Terry snaps one on the run. St. John down low, right on the doorstep. Stop, Clover. Rebound picked up. What a save! Oh, my. That kid's going for armed robbery right there, I tell you, because that should have been in the back of the net. And instead, we still got a 3-2 game. Coolis. He'll glide over to that right side. Look inside. Perry Smith has to knock it down. Does. Dives, and a good save by George. George has a man on the fly. Picked off, though. Intercepted by Smith. He'll bounce it down into the corner. Hope Delarande can get it instead. George will fish it, and the Outlaws will look to skip it up over the timeline with Nolan. 5:45 to play first half. Gilmore, wrong stick side, underhand, not this time. Rebound, run down by Hickey. Good job, gets it to Hanrahan. No look pass, that's intercepted. Tell you, wild card weekend. It extends. That pass is going to end up in the gondola. Pretty close. So interesting. Karam went right to the Bears, and they keep possession. You could probably throw that 20 times, and that would happen maybe once. Perry Smith, 8 on the shot clock. Go to work on that side. Dump down, screen and roll. Another shovel, this one wide. Brown will get it. We're at the 5-minute mark. Hickey can't secure it. Padgett will. He'll look to the back door. Beaver floats out there. He'll look again, keep it out. They'll set things up now, be a little more deliberate on offense here. Plenty of time on the shot clock for Coolis. On the swing around. Duck in. Big shot, never got through. Too much on the screen, and that will take us to our officials' timeout. Set to go again, as I hope you fastened your seatbelt, because this game has been fast and furious. Only been 5 goals total. They were scoreless at the end of the first 15, and now St. John will work it up, and they'll set their offense up here. Will the Outlaws? Gilmore work it around. Terry skip across, working a Hanrahan. St. John looking inside underhand. That was picture perfect offense from the Oshawa Outlaws, and they tie this game at 3. I don't think I've seen a quicker release than Zach Terry, whether it be on the run or stationary. Boy, that ball gets out of that pocket in a hurry. That's his first of the game. He's got 17 goals this season, so one of the top goal getters here in the All, as we're in week 5. Off the draw, Haig. Haig will look, and he'll pull this one out. So a good job, as both the draw men have probably about 50% each right now as far as efficiency goes, and giving their team an opportunity. St. John looking to dump in, had it knocked down, goes to Hanrahan. Hanrahan thought about it, looking to skip. He's slinky, keep an eye. 5 on the shot clock. Kick out Terry. His underhand gets blocked, and that'll be a violation. So good job by Sudan defensively there, getting on the stick side of the shooter and blocking that shot from Terry. Coolis. And the Bears offense now goes to work with 3.5 minutes to play here in the second. Coolis picks it up, works toward the net, looks for the flip. Nolan chases him back with 8 on the shot clock. Coolis has a man. Couldn't get that pass off, had Sanchez, but a good stick check. And now George will make the easy pass, send away Nolan. Nolan will sight the back door, has Gilmore, but Gilmore's on his wrong stick side, so he'll go to Clofer, who's also on his wrong stick side, so they'll pull it back out. I think when you execute it as well as Oshawa did in their last possession, not a bad thing. Tough pass, though. That one ricochets off the boards, and we got bodies colliding there as Smith and St. John. And now working up numbers now. Delarande diving him, putting it over top. So Great choice there by Xander to use his height, extend it up and over George. George went down, he put it right over his shoulder. Second of the game for Delarande and a 4-3 lead for the Bears. So this, of course, a game of adjustments, and we've seen them made on both sides here in this opening half. Joseph returns the favor, kicks it back, knocked down, scooped up, and a good job to get it up over the timeline by Sudan. Sudan can fly. Perry Smith has room, and he buries it. So that's where JPS likes to get it with a little room, and he can step into one, and he stepped into that bouncer there. So Perry Smith with his first of the game. And again, coaching staff from the Oshawa side talking about the importance of draws. We've seen that here as Martinell does a good job, and Joseph is slow to get up. He's going to have to hobble off, and that's going to be a concern for the Bears. Terry in tight. St. John Twister stop. Had he had another inch, he probably would have been able to get that in the far corner, but now Sanchez with Perry Smith. Sanchez goes hard. Sanchez off the post. Rebound picked up. Quick shot, and again George up to the task as we head to the 2-minute warning. Quick pass up ahead, Nolan. Has Clofer in the back door. Nolan, he'll take the shot. It slides through. So how about that? Nolan chipping in. And a big transition goal for the Outlaws. Now it's 5-4. Really like when you see some of the veterans. Rylan Nolan been in the league since this league began and does a good job picking his spots, never goes too far outside of the realm of what he can do, and a good decision there and a good bounce shot. I'm sure if you're Chase Martin, you're thinking, man, of everything that I've seen, that was probably one of the weaker ones, but that's just the art of net minding here in this game, and that's the way it goes as the Bears now will set up with Portelli. In tight. Beaver goes to the underhand. I tell you, the Bees playing around here today. Picks up his second of the game. And a quick answer by Ohsweken, and it's 6-4. Tell you, Lucas Beaver missed last year with a knee injury. Comes back, and he is feeling as strong as ever, and we're glad to have him back. So good on the Beav for making a return here. And Joseph, speaking of a return, won the draw, but the possession went to the Outlaws, and now it's picked up by Paget. Paget will dump it down low. Minute and a half to play here in the second. All the goals have come here in the second quarter. Sanchez, one-on-one. He'll peel back out, look down low. Perry Smith, that would have been a tough play anyway. Coolest there to bail him out with 8 on the shot clock. And through the crease, the call. Perry Smith went through the crease. Officials have been tight today. Backdoor. Hanrahan on the Karam. Hanrahan has room. Hanrahan goes in. That shot right on. Gets knocked away. And a chance here in transition. Costello on the run. 3 chasing him. Costello. And Tagore just got enough of his stick there as we're into the final minute. Brown can't pick it up. Bears do. And they'll stop and reset now and flip it out, and it's Beav. Beavers, quick shot on the hesitation. Tagore, the rebound. Got a man now up ahead. 2-on-1. Bounce that shot. Right into Gilmore on the doorstep. Rang the doorbell and answered it. 6-5 game. Jake Gilmore doing a good job. He didn't give up on the play at all. He followed it up and stood right and parked himself right in front. That loose ball came, and he made good on the rebound. Just under 30 seconds left here in this first half. Some good lacrosse on display here at the ILA. Just a reminder, Whitby Six Nations follow this game in our doubleheader to wrap up week 5 off the draw. Possession to Oshawa. They will call a timeout, and that will allow us to take a quick break. Set to go here, and the Outlaws will look to hold for the final possession of this first half. So Gilmore will get it going now, and they'll let this clock tick down. Hanrahan parks himself in the middle of the slot. 10 on the game clock. Time to go. Here goes Gilmore to work. St. John on the curl. Kick over and miscommunication. St. John's going to pick that up. And that's empty for the extra attacker. And Paget didn't let it go in time, but accuracy not in full effect. 30 minutes are 6-5 Bears. Locked and loaded as we get ready for the third quarter in a 1-goal game. The home side, Ohsweken Bears, leading the visiting Outlaws 6-5. 30 minutes of outstanding goaltending, and off the draw, Joseph gets possession. Haig's going to hound him. Joseph gets it down and over, and they'll have to hurry to get it over the timeline, and they do just in time. Paget chased out. Good job by the defense, extending the Bears further away from the net. Portelli, he'll duck in, working with JPS. Perry Smith skips it across. Good hands. Portelli almost did a nice spin move. Instead, it'll go the other way, and a turnover will give it back to the Outlaws. McDonald, he'll flip, give way now, and they'll go to work. Dakota Brown on the right side. Working it across. Jake Gilmore. Gilmore keeps it. He's going to let that one go over the top of the net. Brown will retrieve. 10 on the shot clock. Brown right on, stopped by Martin. Martin now. Good bounce pass outlet. And here come the Bears right back at you. Malloy. He'll give way to Hollowell. Hollowell will skip it up top to the Beeve. They'll work the two-man game on the left. Hollowell gets a screen. Ducks under. Lets it go! My, Hollowell unloaded there on a step-back underhand. 7-5 Bears. First of the game for Hollowell and his 10th of the season on a good shot, and no knock on Cole George. I mean, that was just a bullet right there. So each goaltender has given up an impressive underhand here in this game as we roll through. And the largest lead now for the Bears is 2, and that's what it's been in this game. Possession now to Ohsweken, and it will be Sanchez on the inbounds. So see here if the Bears can keep some momentum in their favor, or if the Outlaws will respond quickly, kick it back out. Koulis, give and go, tough pass to Sanchez, and Sanchez going to have to work. He'll knock it down with Saint on him. Shot clock was winding down, and now Geddes will leg it over the timeline. Geddes thought about it, but I'm pretty sure he really wasn't going to do much with that now, and it's Clofer. Clofer, he'll circle back around. Gilmore will swing it. St. John. St. John, look for an opening, has one, lets it go. That one just over top of the net. And an outlet pass now, and here come the Bears. So a couple shots just wide of the mark for the Outlaws. Now Costello will settle it down and look across, and they'll work it to Delarande. Tagore is going to chase him down. You got to watch because Tagore is fast, and sure enough, Koulis working him over. That was close to being a penalty. Is, you know, the rule in the all, you hit a guy when he's down on the carpet, that's an automatic, but I think it was one knee, and officials have allowed a good flow here to this game. And St. John now will reset well outside. They'll work it across. Quick underhand by Hickey. That gets blocked. Helmet off, and now down a defender. St. John tried to duck in, and that ball sits there loose. Joseph had a chance. Instead, dying seconds now, and that one goes right to the Bears. And an opportunity not able to capitalize by the Outlaws and Paget now. He'll work it to Beaver. Well, Beaver on the left. On the run. That one skipped out and out of play, so tough one. And when it goes out of play, their officials have to touch that. So a good job there by the guys in stripes. They've been doing a great job. And Nolan looks like he's going to go off. St. John's going to take control here with the Outlaws trailing by a couple. Lots of game left here. St. John puts on the brakes, works it. Terry gets past his man. Terry, airborne, duck down, stop though. As you can bet Chase Martin has that one on his scouting reel. On a big save, on a good move by Zach Terry, who has really come in and made an impact on the all here in his first season. Sanchez dumps it down, looking for Portelli, can't connect. Delarande battling for it. Portelli will join him, but instead it's Geddes. Geddes comes out of the pack, got a head of steam going. Jeff Geddes looking for some help as he'll keep it there. Man on him. Geddes will get it back, and they'll set it up now. And Hanrahan lets it go. Good save again. Rebound picked up. Another chance. Big save again. Oh, Chase Martin has just stood tall here in this game. Padgett on the fly. Sanchez. Portelli. Portelli waits for something to develop. Spins back around. Does a reverse, and he'll be a little more patient here. Wait for the rest of the offense as they'll work it now. Hollowell isolated on the left. Gets ahead of steam. Ducks in. On the run. Hollowell. His shot stopped by George. George closing the door. Moves it up to Martinell. Martinell has a man with him on the right. On the cross, and a good save made there. As a good job and good attempt from Braden Smith. And we will go end to end here with under 10 minutes to play third quarter. Perry Smith and the Beeve. Portelli now will secure. Dump it back down. They'll work one-on-one. Koulis. He'll go to the net. Pick the top corner on a shorty. Oh, short side, short side. Dante Koulis. Picking up his second of the game. And it's 8-5 lead now for the Bears. Tell you, these teams so evenly matched, it really just comes down to a minuscule mistake here or there. And looks like we're going to have a goaltending change as Jackson Brown is going to take over between the pipes for Cole George. I don't know, tough on George. I didn't think that certainly when you get a player like Koulis in that tight, I'm not sure who you are goaltender-wise is going to be able to close the door on him on the regular as Joseph wins that draw. But sometimes it's not about taking that goalie out. It's about a breather. And that may be the case as Sudan secures that pass. Gets tied up again. Hanser on him. Sudan looking to work in. He'll do a full circle and get it over Hollowell. Skip it to Portelli. One-on-one Portelli. Gets bounced out. Forced out with 6 on the shot clock. Portelli on the run. Weaves his way in. That shot up off the glass. Rebound picked up. Save. So first shot of the game on Brown is stopped. And now Saint. Clofer will pick that up on the run. Half boards on the right. St. John. Skip across Terry. Terry trying to duck in. Gilmore lets that go. That one's stuck right to Chase Martin. And those are the shots, if you're Ohsweken, you want Oshawa to take from way out there. You know that in all likelihood, Chase Martin's only going to surrender a couple of those a game, and now it's Beaver. Kicks it way out, Sanchez. Koulis on the run, stops, backhand, Sanchez, duck in. Good cross check there. Kept him out. Good defense by the Outlaws as they really pushed and forced Ohsweken well away from that dotted half circle. Impressive defensive work, and despite trailing by 3, the D has kept them in it. Nolan will work to Hanrahan. Hanrahan, of course, making his debut with the Outlaws here after being traded by the Whitby Steelhawks. Terry ducks in. That underhand up and off the rafters will send the ball the other way. In case you missed it, it was the Brampton Express extending their record and taking over first place to 4-1 with a 17-8 win over Peterborough Friday night. Yesterday, 18-8. The Toronto Monarchs over the Paris River Wolves. Toronto now 3-2, Paris 2-3. And following this one to wrap up week 5, it'll be the Whitby Steelhawks and the Six Nations Snipers. Whitby sitting 1-3, the Snipers at 2-2. In the meantime, between time, Clofer tried to go at it quick, but an easy save that made there. Sudan, he's done a good job. He's covered a lot of carpet here in this game. Him and Paget have done a lot of work defensively and in transition. Sanchez, he's been quiet so far for the Bears. And Koulis has done his thing. 1-on-1, 10 on the shot clock. Koulis, swim move in. Koulis twister wide. Hollowell's going to try to play that off the bounce with 3. His shot right on. Good save made there by Brown, and now Saint. Saint to St. John. Can't make that up. And half boards Hickey. Kick over Dakota Brown. Bad pass. Gilmore has Brown now again. He manages to hold it, gets a double team, but that flip to Terry just out of his reach. And now a good outlet pass. Joseph's going to have to work hard. He does to secure it. Beaver as he ducks back in under the pressure. Shovel, beauty, on the doorstep, in the back of the net. Beauty shovel by the Beav. As the lead now for the Bears is 9-5. So Delarande picks up his 3rd of the game, and that's just the ability to use his third eye. Lucas Beaver shoveled that over on a no-look and put Delarande in a good position to park his 3rd in the back of the net. Off the draw, Joseph now. Haig back out there. Joseph wins that, and now Perry Smith's going to hold on to it, let the offense filter out. So right now in this 3rd quarter, with just over 6 minutes to go, it has been the Bears that have come alive. Looking across, can't connect with Hollowell. It's picked up by the Outlaws, lofted backdoor. St. John, one man to beat. It's Nolan Ruddy, blows by him. Twister, St. John. What a beauty move and a beauty finish. He saw that he had the bigger, slower guy on him and never hesitated. Took that strong to pick up his 1st of the game. And the Outlaws, much needed now, trailing 9-6. That's just a prime example of an experienced player reading the play before he even got hold of that ball. He knew he had already made a conscious decision that he was going to use his speed to get a step on Ruddy, and that's exactly what he did. Off the draw, Joseph. Great stick skills, takes a beating and gets it over. Great job by Joseph. Paget now, 3-on-2. His shot wide of the mark. That's going to go up, stay in play, and Tagore will run under it. Now Josh Tagore gets a step. Oh, he can fly. Tagore's bounce went through the wickets, didn't touch anything. It's going to stay this way, and with 5:25 to go, we will take a breather. Officials timeout. Be right back. On the inbounds as the Outlaws catch a break there, and they will look to take advantage. Terry, well outside. He will wait and swing it across. Clofer will get it to Hanrahan. Hanrahan on the fly. He can let it go. He does. That one right on again. I don't think he's missed a shot. He's taken about 7 shots. They've all been on target, but hasn't been able to find the mark on Chase Martin. Sanchez. From the top, he'll get pushed back as McDonald will work him over. They'll get it down. Koulis lofts it out. Perry Smith has room. Ducks in, looks to the Beaver. 8 on the shot clock. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez Coolest on the run. That underhand wide. That's going to go over the timeline, and they're going to play it where it lies. That's going to go deep into the offensive end. And will belong to Oshawa. So a 3-goal differential here. Outlaws now with a chance as we're just over 4.5 to play here in the third. Gilmore. Hickey in alone, goes down, but he's taken away and denied by Chase Martin. Back the other way comes Malloy. Doesn't have any help, 1-on-2. He'll wait now and let the offense go to work with Hollowell. Beaver swing it across. 10 on the shot clock. They'll go back to the right side. Looking for an opening, but the defense was good on Delarande. That one's aired out, but that's going to probably go netminder to netminder, and it does. Chase Martin will step out of his crease, and now big Nolan Ruddy will get a running start over the timeline, and the Bears to work here with a 3-goal lead. Coolest at the top. Sanchez late to shuffle out with 10 on the shot clock. That shot from Beaver right on, steered aside. Portelli, though, is going to give his team a fresh 20. Puts on the brakes. He'll look for some help. Skip out Hollowell. Swing across now Sanchez. Sanchez, dipsy doodle, swims his way, gets a screen, ducks in. Sanchez, kick out on the curl. It's the Beav! Off the post and in. Do they count it or not? But that looked like a good goal by Lucas Beaver to say no goal. So give the officials credit. They got together, checked the angle, and they say that he landed because it went off the post and then in. He had landed before that ball crossed the goal line. Tough break for Beaver. Good break for Oshawa. We'll see what happens. Under 3 to go here in the third. Terry, kick over Hanrahan. Has some room. That's his first shot wide. Of course it would be. Takes the feed from St. John. No look. Just behind him, and Bears now counter the other way. Sudan. Hollowell. Right by that timeline. Hansler tried to move him, but Hollowell was firm and steady. But now again, Ohsweken going deep into the shot clock. Had Perry Smith on the roll. Couldn't see him. Hollowell looked for the flip. 5. Perry Smith lets it go. Good save there by Jackson Brown. And boy, he needed to be agile on that. And now Webb has Tagore. Gets the trailer St. John, but I don't think that pass had a whole lot going on. And now Joseph will work it up. Flips it up high, and Portelli able to knock it down. Tagore, the hound dog, all over everyone out there. Defense extended. Good forecheck in by the Bears. They try to pull it out. They do. Portelli has a man. Trailer. It's Coolest. Coolest. Backhand just wide. Portelli trying to secure it again. He does. In there 1-on-2. Just over 1.5 minutes to play here in the third. Picked up now the Outlaws. They'll work with McDonald. And he'll wait now, and it's Dakota Brown. Brown. Gilmore. Lets it go. Stop, though. Ruddy has it. Trying to bounce off a couple. Loses it. Run almost took a penalty there as battling hard as Ruddy and Ruddy just chopped down a tree, and Gilmore at the same time. And Gilmore's going to try to shake it off, and he does. I think the officials were looking the other way on that one. As dump it down, Gilmore on the isolation. Another couple good chops going on here. That shot goes well wide. And the Bears now will get it, and possession will remain that way, and 1-on-2. Bears now with 40 seconds to go here in the third. Fast and furious, a whole lot going on, and Beaver will settle it down. JPS will work that left side. Sanchez with 10. Gets a step. Sanchez kicks it out, looking for Perry Smith, digs it out, shot right on, and Brown made the save. Beaver, the hound dog, doing his part on Nolan as Nolan gets chased. We're into the final 10 seconds here. Nolan doesn't have a whole lot of time. Got to skip it and move it. St. John. Terry on the run. 3. His shot goes off a leg, and the buzzer will go. 3 entertaining quarters at the ILA. 9-6 home side. Locked and loaded as we get set for the final 15 minutes here. It's been an outstanding ball game played as Joseph starts things off right for the Bears. Up the middle, Paget, swing across. Coolis right off the bat, right off the circle. Talk about the importance of draws. The Bears strike early here in the fourth. It's 10-6. So just a well-executed transition play, and Coolis on the finishing end, his third of the game. And that's big, and you got to give credit. Justin Joseph's been very strong in that face-off circle for the Bears. Oshawa's tried to counter with Haig and Martinell, who have done admirable jobs, and it's just Joseph has come up with the last few, and this time down he will remain right now with the edge. And I say only because he's won a majority of the fit draws here in the second half. Sanchez, he'll work it across. They'll find Portelli. Portelli will slide over. Coolis on the swim curl. Down low, looking to Sanchez. Wasn't expecting it. 1-on-1, 10 on shot clock. Uses his size. Diving and crease the call. So good idea, but execution not there. Saint now up to Tagori. Tagori's going to pull that one out and set it up with St. John. So a 4-goal lead for the Bears here. Geddes pulls off 1 and 2, but not quite sure where the line change was. Geddes stayed out there and going for diving was Hickey. That's going to be a penalty. So a good job by Hickey as he is able to bail his team out. And that will be the third power play for the Outlaws. Penalty goes to Malloy. They're 0 for 2. The Bears have yet to go on the power play, so there's only been 3 penalties called in this game so far. St. John now the inbound, so if you want to talk momentum here, this is a big power play opportunity for the Outlaws. They've got their guns out there with Hanrahan working with Clofer on that right side. St. John, Gilmore, and Terry. Gilmore across looking for Hanrahan, just not on the same page. Terry got knocked down, so it'll stay here for a fresh 20. And Bears now will have to stay in that inverted box or triangle, call it what you want. They'll work it around. Hanrahan takes it, changes the angle, handy. First goal as an Outlaw, and a big one on the power play. It's 10-7. So Cole Hanrahan making his debut, and he's had a lot of shots and finally finds the mesh for his first of the game. First power play goal for the Outlaws. And off the draw again now, it's Hickey. Hickey goes strong, and good late stick check by Paget. And Sudan overruns that, but gets taken down, and not sure why that wasn't a call, but Hickey will get it back. Hickey by himself, taking matters into his own hands, has closed the gap now to 2. So if you're the Bears, you're upset you didn't get that interference call there. And that led to a goal. So checks and balances, and it's 10-8. So sometimes things go in your favor, sometimes they don't, but it's about dealing with the adversity. Now Haig off the draw. Here come the Outlaws. Haig, that went off the post. It ricochets back. Coolis 1-on-1 here. Dante Coolis. to his right, and a late stick check. He's going to run under it now and kick it back out. So after a quick goal to open up this fourth quarter, the Outlaws have countered with 2 and closed the gap to 2. Delarande, that one had no chance. Good rebound there. And that one deflected, and a good save made by Brown. On the run, Sanchez stopped. Brown has done a good job. McDonald has hand. He ducks in. He tries to float a bouncer, but that easy glove save made there by Chase Martin. And possession will remain right here with the Outlaws. So Hanrahan on the inbounds. Will look to make a move, tuck it in, get it over to St. John. That one's knocked down. Good job by Terry. Everyone was headed up the floor but Terry. His shot right on, stopped. Chance now to air it out as Costello has Terry to beat. Terry with the stick check, and it's a good one. Quick pass, Hanrahan just out of his reach. Rebound St. John. Good fake in, duck in, St. John. Kick it out, Terry. Terry fakes the shot, goes under, stopped. And that one sits there, and now the Bears finally in panic mode will slow it up with Lucas Beaver. Boy, the Outlaws had a couple of great chances to pull to within 1. But Chase Martin standing tall again. He's been the difference. Bears work it over Sanchez. 1-on-1 with 8. Duck in. Good move. On the run. Fly. Great toe save. Brown stuck that toe out and reset as it gets knocked back, but the Outlaws are going to hustle and get on that, and it's Webb. He'll look back door. And they'll take the trailer now in Gilmore, who will slide it over now to Hickey. Hickey's done a good job. He's come on and had a good second half. Hanrahan has room. Lets the bullet go. That's a good save. Steered aside. Handy takes a hard bump. Gets roughed up in the corner there. Still roughed up now. A chance close and a good save as Hanrahan's going to go for that. And that's the retaliation side as neither took exception, but you have to figure that lucky to get out of that as Smith, I think, was really the agitator on that one, and now he's going to talk his way right into the box. So that's exactly what he did to get a penalty. They goaded him into getting one back, so they'll be offsetting no power play, and that's where the discipline comes into play. And you can see the coaching staff and his teammates letting him know you already had the penalty in a power play, 2-goal game. All you got to do is shut it. Sometimes you just talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. And that's the case there. So Hanrahan and Sudan will take a breather for a couple. Just over 10.5 to play here in a 2-goal game. So it looks like I'm looking on the board and I thought it was a major penalty. It might be, but right now it's offsetting 2s. And no, sorry, there's another one in the box. So the Bears, who got the initial penalty, will now have to play short. And that's the discipline we talked about. So 2 and 2 go up on the board. But a 10-minute major on the call. So I don't know what was said over there by Sudan, but no one liked it. And now Terry tried to swim in. Good defense, gets a good block. That bouncer off the post will stay right there with the Outlaws. So a critical juncture here with over 10 minutes to play. Lots of lacrosse left, of course, but a potential turning point if the Outlaws can capitalize on the major penalty. Inside, Gilmore tucks that in. Great cut, beauty feed from the master facilitator, and it's 10-9. Gilmore has been dynamite in this game. That's his third goal. And really that was a good backdoor cut, but a great vision by St. John to be able to thread the needle and get it to him. And this is one of those situations where if you're the Bears, you've seen it before. You're in control of a game, but again, tempers get the better of you, and you end up in the box now. And so it was a minor and a major for Owen Smith. And that was a big goal there, surrendered, and that shot answered back. Where have you been, Josh Sanchez? Well, he just showed up. First of the game, 8th of the season for Sanchez. And the lead back to 2, 11-9. I tell you, just when you think you know what to expect, well, you don't. Good crowd on hand here on this Sunday afternoon. Sometimes you got to deal with the peanut gallery too, as educated and big as they are, but that one kicked back, so Padgett doing a good job. And this is a game where the transition guys have really stepped up on both sides, doing the, I won't say grunt work, but that's what it is, the loose balls, the getting it over the timeline. Those are big things in a game, the face-offs, and hats off to both sides. They've done a good job on that. 11-9 here as we inch toward the 9-minute mark. St. John fakes the backhand, goes to the underhand, almost squeaks through, but what a sweep back by Chase Martin, kept that out of the net. And now Padgett getting worked over by St. John. Flips it into the corner. Good job by Delarande, one-handed, 2 defenders on him, and still has it. And a quick shot just over the net. And a finishing check there, and that's not going to work as possession will stay there. And it's not Delarande, but Hollowell. And, boy, they took 2 of them to take him down. Slow to get off, but hopefully okay. Perry Smith, he's going to duck in, go past the defender, and kick that one up top, and it's Koulis. 5 on the shot clock. Koulis is wide of the mark. Rebound, chance now to Gorey. Can't get that one, just over his shoulder too far. Race for it, Tagori. Takes a hit in the corner, bounces off. Gets a screen, takes a hack, gets another hack, and he'll swing it across. Hickey. Down low, chance, good save made there. Sits there, Beaver fighting for it, and Joseph in the crease. Good job of pushing Terry into the crease, and I tell you, that Zach Terry, he's a ball hawk. He's always around that ball no matter where it is. And now it's Koulis. Koulis, get us on him. Good switch, Nolan inside. Portelli didn't know he had it. Shot saved by Brown. Portelli will scoop it back up, offensive boards, but throws it away. And possession now will belong to the Outlaws. Picked up Nolan. Has a man with him. And a bad pass the other way. Terry again. Who else would be around that ball? And through the crease, the call. And with 7:23 to go, we'll take a break. That's our final officials timeout. We'll be downs now with. Here comes Sanchez and the Bears as they'll look to work into the offensive end now with a 2-goal lead. Sanchez trying to duck in. Does. McDonald stays with him. Give and go and tight. Tried something a little special there, but wasn't able to execute. No reset on the play as they'll keep a manual count going now. Perry Smith on the post up. He goes right at. Good save by Brown as he slides down to cover that short side now. And the Outlaws weather that. They'll bring it back into the offensive end. Hanrahan. They'll keep it out, wait for the Clofer to get out in his spot. Hanrahan, great shot right on, but he's managed to bury one, but I tell you, Chase Martin has been awfully tough. And now Paget. Portelli has been a pillar for these Bears here. Skip with 10. Koulis fakes the underhand. Sorry, not Koulis. Delarande gets it back down low. Perry Smith, quick shot right on. Rebound scooped up to Gorey. Doesn't see a man behind him. Takes a bump. Nolan now will move it up. Numbers for the Outlaws. St. John on his stick side. Shot by Nolan and out of play. Not quite sure that was the right decision to make percentage-wise. And the Bears will get a break. They'll bring it back over the timeline up by 2. Just a reminder, stick around, Whippy Steelhawks. Six Nations Snipers follow this one to wrap up week 5. Lucas Beaver has room. Goes to the sidearm. Splits there and a save made by Brown. That one, his stick gets knocked down off the crease and the Bears will get it. 5.5 minutes to play. Every possession now magnified for both teams. Koulis lets it go. Point and a good save and an easy save as you can see Jackson Brown giving his wrist a little shake there. That ball loose and picked up by Martinell, and he's taken away and denied. So Chase Martin has come to the rescue of his defense on more than one occasions in this game. Under 5 minutes to go. St. John. Hanrahan. Gets the step. Hanrahan diving in. Hanrahan, that's a crease call and held on to it just a little too long. Got away with a chop and quick turnover gives it right back to Oshawa. McDonald has a man down and it's Hanrahan. Hanrahan. Backhand! The handyman stepping up and making them pay. Big goal there makes it 10-9. Second of the game for Hanrahan. And it comes with just over 4.5 to play. And I won't say that Jim and Marty Hanrahan are up jumping around, but you can bet they are in full support of their grandson as he continues his journey here and his first stop with the Outlaws this season. Off the draw belongs to the Bears. So 1-goal lead now with 4.5 to play. Koulis work it with Portelli. Again, chased further away. He'll move it in, jump it off. Koulis puts on the brakes. Looking for an angle. In again, tight. And Delarande from his knees manages to pocket that, and a quick answer by the Ohsweken Bears. And I tell you, Delarande, stick handling in a closet, able to get that one up and over the shoulder, and a big goal makes it 12-10. Fourth of the game for Delarande, and a big answer for Ohsweken as they needed that. 2-goal run from the Outlaws. Closed the gap, pulled to within 1 again, and now another big face-off. So it's going to be Joseph and McPherson, that's right, and Joseph again will win that battle. And a good job by Beaver will get it out. Paget will go for a bit of a run. He'll hang on to it, wait for some help, and he'll find it. In Hallowell, wrong stick side, but he may duck in. Kicks it back out. Sanchez has room. Lets it go off a defender. Great save by Nolan. Race now for the loose ball. Scooped up. McPherson tried to get it, and he gets run over. So possession will belong to Oshawa. And Nolan will skip it over. Hanrahan. Bouncer. Stopped. Beaver cruised through there, but it's smothered by Martin. And now an outlet pass sends away the Bears. 3.5 to go. Sudan. Portelli, he'll curl back out. Hanser on him. Portelli gets a step. He'll take a stroke. Portelli denied. A good save by Brown and through the crease the call. So both teams dodging bullets and both netminders standing tall when they need to, as Saint will bring it up over the timeline. St. John working in his office, half boards on the left. Looking for a roll, has Terry kick out, hand, feeling it. Cole, hand. My, after a slow start, he's picked up his third of the game, and we're back to a one-goal game. Tell you, that was from the wrong stick side, so you know you got to have a good shot if you're able to pull that off on a goalie like Chase Martin. And these two teams, like a couple of heavyweights, going toe-to-toe, blow for blow. Back in it now, Haig and Joseph. Joseph comes away with it. Joseph's going to attack. And timeout called by the Ohsweken Bears, and that will allow us to take a breather. We'll be right back. Good to go as the Bears have possession here with a full shot clock, and it'll be Sanchez at the top. They'll jump start that offense, work it over, and he'll get it back, slide it back to the left side. In tight, and they didn't have Delaronde on that play, but plenty of time. Sanchez going to go for the dunk, and a good save made by Brown. So he read that, and now Webb comes away with it. So with 2.5 to go, the Outlaws now trailing by a goal. McDonald. That pass threading the needle through to Gilmore, and they'll settle up with Hanrahan. He's had the last 2 goals for the Outlaws. St. John, Hanrahan. Down low, and that's picked off, and good job by Chase Martin. He'll lay that one out, and it's picked up now. Pageant, backdoor chance, in alone, and too many on the floor is the call. So the Bears, at an inopportune time, will have to kill off another penalty. So the officials were right on top of that, and this will give the Outlaws their 5th power play opportunity. The Bears have not had a power play in this game. So with just over 2 minutes left, another chance here for the Outlaws to tie things up. So Gunners out there. Usual suspects, Hanrahan. Clofer will step in. Tried to go hard short side. Hanrahan will pick it up, fresh 20. Still plenty of time here, St. John. Hanrahan ducks in. Hanrahan gets the screen. Goes down, and a good save made, and now going to have to leg it out. And it's Costello. Does a good job to get it over the timeline. He'll loft it up, Portelli. And he loses it. And that's an over and back possession to Oshawa with just under 1.5 minutes now in the power play. 1:20 left in this 4th quarter. Trying to pull even. Gilmore. St. John. Terry. Skip. Clofer. Hanrahan. That one knocked down, and Bears now off to the races. They have numbers if they can exchange properly, and instead they'll keep it out. Good job by Crossley, and now trapped in that corner and able to get out is Delaronde. 2 defenders and still swimming his way. Still has it. 6 on the shot clock. Shot right on. Job well done. Into the final 35 seconds. Oshawa's got to call a timeout here. They will with 31 seconds in the power play. 33 seconds left in this 4th quarter. We'll set the stage when we come back. So good to go here as it looks like the Outlaws will try to pull even here. Final 33.6 seconds left in this game. 30 seconds left in the power play. They'll go to work right away. Hanrahan ducks in. Kick out. Quick stick. Nothing doing short side. Ball loose. Bears will shoot it back up. Paget will move it up 20 on the game clock. Paget should go for a run and not keep his stop running at all. Paget, double team, 10 on the game clock. Paget, 4 on him. Paget is going to hold it. The Ohsweken Bears are going to hold on here. Time will expire. What a ball game. 12-11 the final. The Ohsweken Bears up their record to 3-2. The Outlaws fall to 1-4. Stick around for our Arena Lacrosse League Player of the Game. So I'm here with our Arena Lacrosse League Player of the Game, Chase Martin. Chase, pretty hairy down the stretch there. What was going through your mind? Your team was up a goal, dying seconds power play. Were you thinking anything differently, or did you have the scouting report on all these guys?
You know, having a short bench, we were just kind of trying to get through the play there and get bodies in front of the ball, and luckily we got the dub there.
Now, did you feel good? You haven't been a regular in the lineup. You're just coming back. What's the team chemistry like? And the team seemed to support you pretty well.
Being one of the older guys this year, got a lot of rust to shake off there, but I guess that's one way to do it.
Well, I mean, if you can call that rust all you want, but as far as I could see, that was an excellent game. Did you feel good about your performance and the team's performance?
Yeah, down the stretch, I was seeing a lot of balls. The D was playing good there. The transition, the other team, Oshawa, really pushed us, but we held in there.
Chase Martin, our all player of the game. Thanks for joining us for this one. Stick around. Second half of our doubleheader to come.
Go Bills.